What's up, everybody? Mike here, and welcome to my review of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I know this game's been out since April, but I want to do my thoughts on things like that. And kicking things off with showing the map here, because the map is huge in this game. I'm going to try and keep this mostly non-spoilery as well, too. Aside from maybe some stuff you see here on the map a little bit. But yeah, just to showcase where it's part of the gameplay aspect of it, and gameplay is the first thing I want to go into with this review. So it's the early part of the game here. I'm just gonna be fighting stuff, but gameplay wise, overall, it is top tier. Like, the turn-based RPG combat is insanely good, and it's different. It adds in, dodge and parry type mechanics you don't normally see in turn-based RPGs, which keeps players engaged more. I personally was more focused on trying to parry stuff throughout my playthrough most of the time rather than dodging, because you get so rewarded from doing parries because of the damage output. And then traversal here, use SK here to, travel around the world. I have unlocked fly. You unlock this like an end game, basically. You unlock other abilities before this though too, like swim and a few other things. As long as you build up this relationship, you'll unlock them. And that's a great way to get around the world in a sense too, because there's no fast travel, from what I recall in this game, but you basically just use SK to get around where you need to go and go around, fight enemies. You can grind when you need to. There's optional bosses, there's hidden bosses, a lot of cool stuff to find, explore, collectibles to find as well too. So many cool things to explore and do. There's mini games as well too, like these beaches you just pass there. It's like Jessel beaches, you go there, it's like a mini game thing, get a outfit for it. There's like these hidden bosses like mimes you fight to get other outfits for. The environments look really cool and just different. This game is just really different from anything I've ever played before overall. They really did their thing. Sandfall Interactive did a great job. Enemy variety is fantastic as well too. Overall, a lot of different enemy types that you just have to learn how to master their timing to parry their attacks or dodge their attacks. And there's a lot of build variety too. Each character plays differently from the other. Lune here, as I'm using, like, she's a healer, but she's a high DPS mage too as well. I've never been able to play an RPG like this where my healer can do so much damage as well as heal the party. I guess maybe the only other exception might be Final Fantasy VII like Remake or Rebirth, because you can make Aerith very strong in those games respectively. So trying to think what else about gameplay other than what I just talked about. Pictos, there's a Pictos system and Lumina system in here for, getting your builds together the way you want. Pictos are essentially like these like skills you can find, buy, or even earn through defeating the enemies or certain bosses, things like that in the world. And you equip them to your characters. You can equip 3 per character, right? You level them up and max them out, and then you lose this Lumina resource on your characters to help allow them to utilize those Picto skills that are not equipped to them, and just have a certain cost, which is fantastic. Like, as you see here, they're popping off here. That's the different skills like burning shots, dead energy 2, teamwork, roulette, all that stuff. That is examples of the Pictos, as well as like using Lumina to get them, and then warming up. I just leveled that up here in this gameplay. So this is in game, by the way, so I'm trying to keep it mostly non-spoilery. Each character plays differently. It's fantastic. You can make them mostly DPS, or you can make them defense. I didn't really focus on defense stat. I focused on like luck for crit, vitality for health, agility for speed. Those are my top 3 stats I focus on with all the characters. Might as well, I would say, is another one to focus on too. If you decide to use that, it's going to be for your main like attack base damage. But you can't go wrong with luck. And then when it comes to like elements, you got like fire, ice, thunder, light, darkness in a sense, because CL uses like this moon or darkness type abilities. But a lot of enemies are just weak to fire, and fire is so OP in this game. So I end up finding myself like building around like fire a lot in terms of my builds with each character, incorporate in some way. Not all characters, but like with these 3 in particular, like fire is incorporated somewhere in there in all 3. and it's fun. It's great to use. Like, hands down, just fantastic to use overall, because a lot of enemies are weak to it, and you can get all that extra damage from it as well too, compared to other stuff. And obviously there's our enemies that are going to be absorbing it, you know, not going to take damage from it, but there isn't too many that are like that, which is good. Next, let's talk about, as I fight this weird enemy here, or about to, I guess overall presentation, which includes, you know, audio, visuals, how the dialogue sounds and things like that. And then I'll get into how it's written. But yeah, the visuals, top notch. Like the graphics, overall quality of the cutscenes, just like movie quality, just great. Music is insanely good. I listen to this OST consistently. Wow, like it gets you hype, it gets you sad, it gets you feeling all kinds of emotions, and it's so well done when it comes to the music. The voice acting is great. You got Andy Serkis in here, you got Ben Starr, Rich Keeble, and more. Like Charlie Cox is in here, Daredevil, like such a star-studded cast. And this is a new IP, independent game. Kind of, I would say, not exactly AAA, but I'll say more fall along the lines of maybe being AA. And this is still, as far as I know, the top-rated game of this year. So this deserves to be Game of the Year still, if we're just going off that metric alone. I know there's other games out there, like Death Stranding 2 recently came out, and Donkey Kong, Bonanza just came out as well. And we got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and there's probably a few other games I'm not thinking of right now that at least would get a nomination for Game of the Year. But I think this has earned it and deserves it to win Game of the Year as it stands right now, personally. And that's just speaking objectively about it, based on all the praise it's gotten, all the facts, you know, as far as how well it's sold and all that good stuff. I love how this combat works. It takes inspiration from Sekiro. It's like, feels like a Souls like turn-based RPG, because inspiration from Sekiro with the whole, you know, dodge and parry mechanics in the turn-based system. The devs have taken inspiration from Final Fantasy games. You can see it, you can feel it as well too. Persona games as well too a bit. So it's awesome there. Let's get into, I guess, the writing and story as well. Like, this is so well written. The characters are so well written. The dialogue is so good. The stuff they do and say makes sense. Some of it doesn't at first, but then obviously, you know, you're confused at first why certain things are happening. And pretty much towards the end of the game, like late game or towards finale, it just all comes together. They reveal and answer a lot of questions you have, things like that. I had theories throughout the playthrough, different theories of what could happen, what this could mean, things like that. And pretty much, yeah, they got mostly answered. There's still some stuff I would like to know more on. And I think the devs said something about this is done so well that they may consider doing like DLC. I would love it if they did like a prequel DLC that maybe explains more of the lore on certain things. I can't say what, because I'm trying to keep the spoiler free as much as possible. I do have a separate video that's going to be a spoiler discussion you should check out, but yeah, I would love that. Or maybe a sequel if that's possible. I don't know for sure, because how there's two endings in this game, and I've checked out both. And to me, neither one is like a true ending or like a good or bad ending. They're both messed up. Like, they're both good and bad. And it honestly comes down to which one you side with more. I personally don't know still which one I side with more. It's a moral dilemma. But this game has a lot, when it comes to the writing and storytelling, a lot of great messages and topics it touches on and addresses. Core things like, you know, family, friendships, you know, the love and care for people that you value in your life. The whole reminding you life is short. Cherish the time you have with people. Love and respect people. Try to love and respect your family and friends, the significant others, all that, you know, everyone that you hold dear. Value life more. Value those bonds you have more, because you never know what's going to happen. Life is short. and you may be prepared for certain things or try to be prepared for anything that comes your way, but honestly, that still isn't enough, and life comes at you hard. So this is a game that reminds you to just, you know, try, at least in my opinion, try to be a better person and try to cherish those around you a bit more, because some of the stuff that maybe you hold on to that's like a negative or you stress over or annoys you is just ain't worth it. So sorry, I got a little bit of a real talk or deep talk there, but this game like brings it out of you, and the way it opens up too, oh my goodness, the opening is such a tearjerker. Man, and it sets the tone for the rest of the game. It does not let up. Doesn't let up. And there are other moments in the game that like made me get teary-eyed and made me get sad and just hit me in the feels. There's plenty. It isn't all sadness. It isn't all like seriousness either, though. There are moments of like humor, which is good. I think this balances out pretty well in terms of like you want to do humor moments and things. And the humor side more so comes in like when you're at camp with your characters, because you can go to camp and you talk to them, or like often in the side quest stuff that you do. Not so much, I would say, in the main story. Definitely more so in like the side stuff and just character interactions at camp. That's where the humor comes in a bit more, or the most. But writing top notch. I cannot believe how well this is written overall, and I want to learn more about these characters. I want to know what's going to happen next, if there is even going to possibly be a sequel. They could even do one, or like I said, if there's going to be DLC that could explain more of the lore. I didn't, you know, beat all the bosses. I haven't explored every single thing. I'll probably do that in a future playthrough. Just, you know, time constraints. I got other games to get to, things like that. Trying to think what else to touch on. I've touched on gameplay, visuals, and story, how it's written. I think it's, yeah. Oh, technical issues. So for me, this wasn't a huge thing overall because it didn't happen a lot, but it was annoying enough. Basically, we'd get frame drops, frame dips, some, you know, stutters and lag sometimes, which was weird because my PC can run most games just fine. So, and after all these updates too, since this game's been out since April, it's still having some weird optimization issues or technical issues in that regard with the game. But ultimately, it was, you know, didn't happen a ton. It was minor for the most part. So I'm not going to hold it against it too much on that regard. And yeah, that's about it really. I didn't really have any much issues with that. I know other people have had issues, at least early on. I think there was some weird bug or thing going on where people were losing their save file or something like that, and some other weird stuff. But I think they patched most of that stuff out by now. I think when it comes to my final verdict for this game, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. That doesn't mean it's perfect by any means, but it is a masterpiece of a game. And it is Game of the Year contender for a reason, and it's top rated for a reason still, as being top rated Game of the Year so far. Nothing has come out to really beat it. We'll have to wait and see if something does, but yeah, this is my personal Game of the Year. 10 out of 10 to me. I love it. I recommend it. Get it, guys. Get it if you've not played it. And if you're not into turn-based RPGs, this will probably get you into it. That's my final thoughts on that. That's going to wrap it up for me. Let me know what you think about this game, if you played it already, and if you like this format of review. I did this with Doom: The Dark Ages, where I just have gameplay going on, and I talk about the thoughts and feelings about the game, trying to hit all the key points from gameplay, visuals, audio, story, and all that stuff. So I think I'm going to keep doing this type of format. Hopefully you guys keep enjoying it too. I'm not sure what the next review is going to be, but stay tuned. And if you did enjoy this, please, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time in the next video I do, or even next review I do. Take care.